So we're talking about how overwhelming choices in our society really can bring a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress to employees, especially because they're always thinking, hey, there may be something better on the other side. So I'll stay here for a few years, but if anything comes along that's better than what I got right now, I'm gonna go ahead and leave. And we're talking with an expert in this area. Dr. Ann Clark is the CEO and founder of ACI Specialty Benefits, and it's a San Diego-based company, woman-owned, and recently was named San Diego's healthiest company by the San Diego Business Journal. And Dr. Clark is also a best-selling author on many different books around this and other issues. So, Dr. Clark, we were talking about how people, whether they're happy at their jobs or they're not. And you started off our last segment with a very powerful statement that 83% of employees hate. You didn't say like they're not really happy. You said the word hate their job. So let's talk about why that is today, maybe versus 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm. 30 years ago, there was a reciprocal relationship between corporations. You worked hard for 30 years and you got a pension. That was not involved in a Ponzi scheme, that did not disappear, that was not sold when you were sold. So as employees began to distrust companies and lose that, at the same time, choices were increasing in our society. And the message is you can be a movie star. You can be on the dance show. You can be on the model show. You can be on the Desperate Housewives show. That your life can turn into a movie, a video. You can make your own you can make your own life into a celebrity life. Mm-hmm. That's simply not true. Companies, people have to work, and they have to build retirement, and they think they have many choices of where they can work, and the media reinforces that. Mm-hmm. What ACI attempts to do is look at the real causes of dissatisfaction. Employees are not dissatisfied because they're not Beyonce and living the life that she lives. They're dissatisfied because they're being micromanaged, they're depressed, they may be in warring relationships with other employees, and managers are not addressing those. So employee assistance programs are paid by the corporation to solve employee problems that interfere with job performance. So this is prepaid by the employer so that the employees can call us and get resources, whether that be for personal counseling, for online counseling, or whether it's a support. People who are being evicted, looking for temporary housing, emergency housing. Our company fills the gap between the salary that people take home and the many problems that they encounter on a daily basis. And how that costs an employer money is the employee will be on the phone solving those problems. The employee will be talking to other employees about the problems.
So as far as the dissatisfaction and the micromanagement, I'm just wondering, do you think micromanaging is a problem that's always existed among managers, or do you think micromanagement is more perceived as a problem today? I guess my question is it real, or is it just imagined? Right.
And perception is reality.
Right.
So we have the mythical millennial who perceives that going to work in the morning is micromanagement. We have bad
making
managers.
them go to work at a certain time. You're micromanaging me. Right,
yes.
right.
I was only 10 minutes late. It doesn't really matter.
Right. Don't micromanage me.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
At ACI, I would say that 99.9% of the employees are happy in their jobs, and they like to come to work in the morning. They don't love it like I do. I own the company, but they like their jobs. Part of that happens because we hire to personality types, and that's something companies have gotten away from, as the fear of being sued or somehow being not equal in employment opportunities. They've gotten away from really testing people as to what their personality style is. And we, I think, are very good at finding the right person for the right job, and that creates happiness. If you hire a person with a team-playing personality, a person who wants to be of service, a person who wants to be a part of a team, and you put them in a management position, that's not going to work. You need a person who is more interested in dominance and who has a more outgoing personality. So we try and find what's the employee's strength, and if we've hired them for a job that is not quite right for them, we look for another position in which they could be successful. And that's what we try and communicate to managers of our customers, that employee problems, high absenteeism, being late to work, those are all solvable. And when the employees can talk to us in a confidential manner, then we help them to learn skills, to speak up, learn about wellness.
I can see why that kind of service being available would really change the happiness of an employee. Because, as you said, a lot of times, well, I wrote down a couple things while you're talking. Number one, the personality styles. It sounds like mismatched personality styles are a big form of stress for people. So you would be a great team player, but you are a horrific manager, but for some reason you got promoted into management, and now you have to prove you can be the manager, but you hate your job. Your employees are not happy because you hate your job and you're not fun to be around. Meanwhile, you'd rather be on the team and have somebody else running it. So I think that makes a lot of sense to me. Just in my own experience over the years, I've always chosen, people have always pushed me into leadership roles, and I've always chosen to actually be more on the team. I'd rather have someone else deal with the details and scheduling and calling the meetings and all that. I'm a really good team player, though. You are the spotlight. You like to be the person whose name is in the paper, who is having fun at the party, not planning the party. Right. Yes. Exactly. And I, too, there you go. I thought I was a team player for many, many years, and that's what I was taught to be in school. And yet I've never been a team player. I take the football, and if it's mine, I go home. If my team is winning, I want them off the field. When I learned that about myself, and it was such a revelation as a psychologist, when I learned more about myself, I realized I don't wear well on people. I'm in it for the short haul. I want to run things. And so on committees, I'm no good because I have all my work done and theirs too. What I learned was to do my own thing. And being an entrepreneur is certainly never encouraged in women, and certainly not women of my generation. Giving the employee tools to confront whatever it is in the workplace, because sometimes employees are just complaining. So we turn those complaints into, let's see what the facts of the situation are. Let's see how you could communicate better in this situation. Is there something in HR that could help you? What tools could you take back to the workplace? And that's what my new book, Workplace Warfare, is about. There's too much unwarranted conflict in the workplace. So taking responsibility for your own job and your own relationships and getting the tools to communicate better, the resources, then you can change your own destiny within a corporation. Love it. For the CEOs out there listening to the show, what's the best place for them to go to learn more about how they might integrate what you guys do into their companies? Well, we'd like to tell them. Okay. So we'd like them to come to ACI Specialty Benefits, our website. Okay. We'd like to call them at our 800 number. We'd like them to email me directly, Dr. Ann at acieap.com. Fantastic. Well, and so much of a pleasure to have you on the show, too. This has been great, and I hope you come back and keep us up to date on how things are going at ACI. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. My pleasure. Well, that's it for today. I'm Brian Britt. You've been listening to The Brian Britt Show, where it's more than just about the money. Until next week, take a stand in what you believe and act on it.